Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's up, everybody? How's it going? I'm Infinite Orphan XP, and welcome back to a review. Also want to say I'm not dead. If anybody's wondering, probably not. Anywho, I was just sick and I was recuperating over the past week. I think I'm finally over it. Thank you. So with all that being said and done, I will be back to recording soon, or after this. What is this review? This will be for Final Fantasy 16, The Rising Tide. I always thought it was the Rising Tides. There's no S at the end of that though. So, I miss y'all. It's been far too long. So, I have a setup where I have an intro, I have a brief story summary, my thoughts on the story, and then the music, graphics, and final thoughts. So also, this is since this is a review and it's a DLC, I'm only going to do a scale, or review it on a scale of 1 through 5. Unlike with full on games, it's 1 through 10. I'm going to do 1 to 5 on DLCs. So starting off with the intro, I just actually checked my PS5, and I guess I didn't know this. I thought I had less. I have 100 hours clocked in total. Not more, not less, just 100 hours clocked in for Final Fantasy 16. This DLC, I could be wrong. I might be off a little bit. I think this DLC took me a grand total of 3, maybe 4 hours, and it might have been less than that. I want to say it was less. I don't even think it took that long. I do want to be forward about this. I only beat the main story. I've only done 2 or 3 of the side quests. I still haven't done anything else. I will say that I am just burnt out in total Final Fantasy in general. So, way back before the DLC came out, I ended up playing. It was before Final Fantasy VII's Rebirth came out. I played the remake. Played it. I think I already explained this on one of the videos. And I did everything. I unlocked hard mode. And I like to get all the trophies, so obviously some of the trophies are locked behind the hard mode. And yeah, so that was burnt out. If anybody knows, or if anybody's played the remake and knows what I'm talking about, you all know. Let's continue. So, a brief story summary. This is taken straight off of the PlayStation Store. For anybody that's wondering, beginning quote, end quote, however that stuff works. An unmarked letter arrives at the highway containing a request. Most curious, the dominant of Leviathan, a long-lost icon of water, is in need of rescue. To heed this call, I hope you all can hear me all right. To heed this call, Clive and the companions, Joshua and Jill, and you get one more, which I'll talk about that next, must journey to Mysidia, a hidden land under a blue sky where they will uncover the tragic history of a forgotten people. There's that. Now, my thoughts on the story. I just want to apologize. There's probably going to be a lot of things I don't go over. But these are the things that I just felt was the most important, though I could just remember off the top of my head. Also want to apologize if I sound nasally. Like I said, I'm getting over this cold. Nashiramba, I apologize. The story is good. It's not the best. If I'm being honest, I was kind of disappointed. The main story for the game, the base Final Fantasy 16 story, is better, obviously. My most important gripe was the characters. All the characters, in my opinion, are forgettable, even the side characters. The DLC does introduce a new companion. Her name's Shula, and she's forgettable. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I have to play the DLC again at some point, and maybe I'll change my mind, but for now, I did not care for her character. I thought she was bland, very forgettable. I thought she was just there just to push the story forward, if I'm being honest. I did not care for her. Honestly, I think I even did it in the couple of videos I made. I kept calling her Shiva because I could care less for what her name was. I kept forgetting anyways. The only other, I guess, main character of the DLC is, I don't even remember what his name was. It's the dominant of Leviathan. He is, if I remember correctly, the ancestor of Shula. There's not much you can really do with that. It's a baby. You do get 2 new icon powers or abilities, whatever they're called. One of which obviously is Leviathans. I think Square did a good job. Didn't really care for the abilities. I thought they were alright. I thought the other ones were better designed, and even the second one that you unlocked was better designed. For me personally, you might think differently. The second one that you might be wondering, even though this DLC's been out for a while, is Ultima's. You unlock the icon of Ultima, or just Ultima's abilities in general. His is actually pretty fun. They're actually, I think the game even states it, because I've seen a couple of videos explaining this, but I think the game actually states it, that they're some of the most powerful abilities in the entire game, and they definitely do feel like it. I had a lot of fun with that. So obviously in the videos you unlock Leviathans pretty quickly. Ultimas you unlock after you beat the DLC, and then once you beat the DLC, there is this thing called Kairos Gate, and it's basically this endless dungeon crawler, I guess you could say. I don't want to say endless, but there's like 20, it might be endless. I'll explain. There's so many levels, there's like 20 levels I think, and in each level there's 20 levels within those two, I believe. And you just fight waves of enemies, and they move on to the next level, fight waves of enemies, move on to the next one, etc, etc. Again, I only did the first level, or I guess you could even say I did the first level. I did the tutorial and then the level. The tutorial being introducing what Kairos Gate is, and then also introducing the Ultima's abilities and what they all do. But yeah, I only played one level, so I don't really got much to say. It's alright if you're into that, you're into that. As you do go through the gates or the levels, you do rack up points that you can, I guess, level up Clive's HP, Magicka, icon abilities, the icon ability damage. On that, yeah, I don't got much to say. It seemed fun, like just, I don't know, like I said, I'm just kind of burnt out of Final Fantasy, so once I beat the game and unlocked Ultima's abilities, I just gave up. One quick thing about the icon abilities, like I said, Leviathans, for me personally, wasn't the best. I think Square Enix did a better job with Ultimas than Leviathans. My second main gripe, the story, or yeah, I guess you could say the story, then we'll move on. The last boss battle, Leviathan, I knew going into this because I think the developer, I can't think of the guy's name. Oh god. I know they said that the DLC was going to be harder than the base game, because I guess a lot of people complained that the base game was too easy, which I agree. But yeah, this boss battle is no walk in the park. I died to this thing, I think 10 or more times. I don't know, I've seen other people talk about it as well on Reddit. The window you have to dodge half of his attacks, Leviathan's attacks, are so small, it gets tiring very quickly. And I mean very quickly. Like I said, I died to this mother 10 or more times. Towards the end, I just got tired of it. It burnt me out even more than what I already was. I just wanted to be done with it. Cinematically, I think it was pretty good. I still think the best icon battle in the entire game plus DLC is still Titan. I think cinematically and just fight in general, I like Titan the most. I still think his was designed the best. Yeah, dodging, it was just, yeah, dodging and the window to dodge was just, it made this boss fight way more aggravating than what it, and for me personally, what it needed to be. So it kind of brought the DLC down a little bit for me personally. And like, yeah, like I said, by the end I was just tired, worn out, and just burnt on Final Fantasy in this game. Or this game, Final Fantasy in total. So yeah, there's the story issue for me. Next, the music. I can't complain. I think Square Enix knocked it out of the park on this one, yet again. Square Enix, great. I think you guys pretty good. I think you guys do a really good job with the music on your games. Graphics, it's gorgeous. Honestly, some of the scenery in this DLC is breathtaking. Weird as that might sound. I generally did like just stopping what I was doing in the game and just looking around. The game is definitely, the DLC is definitely eye candy. Enough about that. Final thoughts. This DLC in total was fun. As much as I downplayed it towards the end of the story thoughts and what I wrote down as well. The story is fun. I did have a fun time. I do not regret buying the DLC. I generally don't. And if I had to say it, I would recommend it 100%. I do think the DLC is worth it. Although I will say the characters are forgettable. The gameplay and the new abilities do make up for it, in my opinion. The fights were fun. Even the mini fights were fun. Except the Leviathan boss battle, that one. Kiss my. The location is a joy to look at it, like I said. And the additional commentary between Clive, Joshua, and Jill was a welcome addition as well. Love to get more. Yeah, so like I said, for a DLC, I'm only gonna do a rating of 1 through 5 instead of 1 through 10. And honestly, for this, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Like I said, I think it's good. I recommend it full-heartedly. I think you do get your money's worth. It's just, I think it has more negatives than it does positives. Yeah, it does. You know, you do get new icon abilities, Leviathan, Ultimas, and the gameplay is fun if you like the gameplay of Final Fantasy 16 in general. Story, I think, could have been written better, and I think they definitely could have done a way better job with the characters, especially Shiva could definitely have been written a lot better. I just think all around the characters and even the side characters could have been written a lot better. Other than that, yeah, I think it's a good DLC, even though I rated it a 3, but I still think it's good. I recommend it. Obviously, all that said, being said and done. Yeah, by the end, I'm just done. I am ready to take a long break from Final Fantasy in general. Would be my review for Final Fantasy 16. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, as always, leave a like and subscribe. It makes me feel good. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'm happy to be back. I will see y'all on the next video. I love y'all. I'm glad to see y'all back. Hope you all doing good. Oh yeah, I bought new 3 games too, so look forward to those. 2 of which is being a horror, and another one is a excuse me, a parkour game, which from what I've gathered is like Skate 3, so that should be fun. Yep. Love y'all again. I'm gonna let you go so I don't keep wasting y'all's time. Love y'all. See you later. Bye.